What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Straight to the point. All right. Last night. Last night was a good game. Uh, it was a very inspiring game last night because Joel Embiid coming back suited up. Nobody was expecting him to be there until Friday, but he really inspired everybody. He even inspired Tobias Harris, who had been struggling. And of course, Kelly Oubre just came out of nowhere, inspiring everybody. What's up with it, Ted? I see you in the building, brother. How you feeling, brother? Yeah. Now, can the Sixers make a push? Now, listen. I don't want to hear none of this stuff about, oh, yeah, well, they didn't have SGA. That's the reason why y'all won and all this other stuff. Well, we didn't have Maxey. Okay, we Maxey. So I don't want to hear none of that stuff. And we had a Joel who's not even 100% yet. He's not even 100%. But we definitely are going to make a push. We're going to make a push. And most likely, the way that everybody been playing, we'll probably end up facing Atlanta. We've taken the L to Atlanta before, but that was in the playoffs. But I'm actually, yeah, you stay on them cornrows, man. Ted always talk about them cornrows, man. But yeah, Embiid had the cornrows. He had to take it back. I think that's where AI, when he shook hands with AI, he was like, man, AI was like, man, you make me miss my cornrows. You making me miss my cornrows, man. Also had 10 rebounds. Reed off the bench. He had 12. He had 18. Kyle Lowry was in double figures. All 5 of our starters were in double figures. And I like that. Yeah, well, he got the hair to do it, but I ain't worried about no cornrows. I ain't worried about no hair, none of that. I want Joel Embiid, all he needs to do, he don't really even need to score that much. All he needs to do is just stay within that 24-25 range. Don't overdo it. We can definitely make a push. We can make a push, man. Make sure y'all hit the like when y'all come in here. Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? You said they're gonna need more than Embiid and Maxey in the playoffs. Here we go with that negative bullshit again. Every time I try to be positive, man, it goes Cypress, man, up in here being negative. Man, y'all need to just worry about just making playoffs, period. Nah, man, don't support, man. Don't be up here trying to spoil and what are you doing? What are you doing? Being a party pooper. That's what you is, nigga. You a party pooper. Every time, man, we can't even celebrate. I haven't been this happy in a while. But we don't need more than that. We have a good coach in Nick Nurse. And guess who he falls under? Cypress. Guess who he falls under? He falls under the Popovich tree. Sound familiar? Aren't you a Spurs fan? So you should appreciate what we're doing. And listen, I'm going to tell you something. The Bucks, they lost last night against Washington. All right, now I know they didn't have Dame, but that ain't no excuse. Okay, I'm just making sure you can hear me. And Oubre's been doing that. He's been doing that. Been doing that. Hey, Oubre been balling. Hey, Cypress, my guy, I got the 7-Eleven cup, bro. I got the 7-Eleven cup for you. Cypress jealous of my 7-Eleven cup, man. I got my 7-Eleven cup. Now he over there in H-Town, he probably put a little lean in there and everything. He probably put some Jolly Ranchers up in the syrup. You know, that's how they do. They do that shit in Memphis too. Yeah, Buddy Hill has been, but he has been struggling though. I don't want to get it. Let's not get it twisted. When Joel actually had went down, he started to struggle a little bit. But I'm happy the way he's been playing. But like I said, the guy who has really been consistent has been Oubre. That's why he's in the starting lineup. Now, Tobias Harris, I felt like Tobias Harris should come off the bench, but Nick Nurse, he sees something that maybe I don't. But Tobias Harris been playing good as of late too. And Mo Bamba wasn't there last night. They need to tighten everything. You know, you're losing to Washington, and I know they didn't have Dame, but let me tell you something. Candace Parker and Shaq, they brought up a good point. The Bucks could mess around and be a first round exit, and I know that motherfucking ticket will be hot because he got the Bucks. Shout out to Ticket TV. He got the Bucks going all the way. Okay, but I don't have the. But I feel like the teams that could be a threat to the Bucks because of the pressure, it could be us. If Atlanta beats us, it could be somebody like Atlanta. But if they're in the 8th spot though, yeah, I'm looking at the 8th spot. If we get the 8th spot, we're gonna play Boston. Yeah, I know. Well, nah, I don't think Giannis is doing that. I think Giannis is truly balling, but I mean, listen, Giannis is gonna turn it up. But if we play them, I want to beat them. And the thing about it is, Joel has always performed good against Giannis. He's always performed good against Giannis because he knows Giannis' game. Giannis can't stop Joel, and Giannis can't be slowed down by Joel. But they know each other's game. They work out with each other. Him and DeAndre Ayton, they all worked out with like Kevin Garnett. They worked out with Ben Baker, and they worked out with Hakeem Olajuwon. What's up with it, Stephen Green? I see you in the building. How y'all doing? Nah, it was all Oubre. It was Oubre, man. He inspired them guys. He even had AI giving Bubba Chuck his pops. Giving Bubba Chuck. You ever been that man showing love to? What's up with it? What's up with it, Alex? I see you in the building. Now, speaking of the Warriors, hey, the Warriors done won 5 straight. On top of that, they beat a surging Mavericks team. Now, Kyrie, he had 27, but Luka had a 30-point triple-double. I think he had 30, 11, and 12 or something like that. But it was Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wasn't anybody else. It was a collective effort. But Andrew Wiggins came out of nowhere. And listen, hey man, I know my shout out to Herm, shout out to Memphis, man. Herm might be right. I might have to come on the show. I might have to come on the show, man, and everything that Miles, shout out to Mr. Miles, shout out to Herm. They was trying to tell me the Warriors might be scary. Hey, you never know, Alex. They might be right. And look, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I want them to prove me wrong. This is what I want. This is where I want everybody to prove me wrong. I want them to prove me wrong. I want the Warriors to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I want the Bucks. I even want them to prove me wrong. Okay? I want the Celtics to prove me wrong. I want my squad to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, because I've been saying that none of these teams are pretty much going to go anywhere except even my squad. If AD is playing the way he's playing, Stephen Green, the Lakers could be a threat. But like locker room, shout out to Reggie in locker room. Like locker room, I think Lamont has mentioned it too. The role players are very key. D'Lo's got to be locked in. AD's got to be locked in and playing the way he's playing, can't be getting hurt. And of course, LeBron got to do his thing. They all have to be clicking, as well as the role players. You got to have Austin Reeves playing good. You got to have Rui playing good. I think they're getting Hayes back too. Hayes is very slept on. Hayes is a guy, he's a double-double guy. Cam Reddish, they got to be locked in. Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie, they all got to be locked in. We're not getting the fifth seed, man. We're not getting the fifth seed, Steven. We won't get that high. At best, we would probably get the 8 or the 7 seed, depending, because we only got 7 more games to go. Hey, playoffs is right around the corner, like Cypress said. Playoffs is right around the corner. I can't get to all y'all comments because I'm trying to focus on this road too. But I don't see that happening though. Yeah, they will be, Cypress. Hey, the Spurs, the way Victor Wembanyama has been coming on, Victor Wembanyama, as long as he stays healthy, I can see the Spurs really, they're going to make some moves. And plus, y'all, you got to think about the draft too, Cypress. Y'all are probably going to do what OKC did or what the Magic have done. And they're going to build on that. If they don't make the playoffs next year, don't be mad. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be on the come up. It took OKC a couple of years. Now look at them. Even though they lost against us last night, but I mean, for the most part, they played good this season, and their coach is in running for Coach of the Year. Man, Wemby is a beast, man. No, hey, Cypress, do you know your average age on your team? Do you know how young y'all are? Y'all are extremely young. You're talking about players that really, some of these players should be in college right now. Wemby, you do know Wemby ain't nothing but 19 years old, right? You do know that. Wemby ain't even old enough to drink yet. These guys are young. They got to develop, man. They have to develop. Yeah, 19, 20. I thought he was 19, but 20 years old. Yeah. Hey, listen. These guys, but he's still under 21. He's still under 25. You got to give it time, man. That's the thing. You expecting Wemby to come in here and automatically win y'all a championship within 2 years? It's not gonna happen. Everybody can't do what a D Wade has done. Everybody can't do what Magic Johnson has done. Everybody can't. Some guys aren't gifted in that way to automatically get your team right to the championship. Everybody can't do what LeBron. Well, everybody not been in a good position like LeBron has been. LeBron got to the championship. What? You said young trash. No, y'all not, man. No, y'all not. The Spurs are not trash. Y'all just young. Watch. All that stuff that you're saying right now, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I had them all wrong. Let them develop, man. Let them develop. You got to develop continuity. You know, like, you so quick to be like, oh, yeah, they suck and all this other stuff. These guys have barely played with one another. So if you run into a team like the Nuggets, of course y'all gonna get your ass whooped. They've been playing together. You got veterans on the team. Well, he already got that. Listen, San Antonio is a place where they take care of each other. You got David Robinson there. You got Tim Duncan there. Don't forget he's in Texas. Guess what? Hakeem Olajuwon will work with him. If he was to work with Hakeem Olajuwon, Wemby will be dangerous. I'm sorry. Especially the way he already played defense. And Hakeem Olajuwon was a defensive savant. And on top of that, Wemby with he's got decent footwork, could be a little bit better. But if he's able to do that and he's already got a soft touch, man, Wemby will be unstoppable. You said Spurs? Well, Pop, he's trying to leave his imprint right now. Popovich is going to be hard to replace, but Popovich is probably going to move up in the front office. Okay, what he's trying to do is he's trying to leave his imprint right now. But they got to find a guy that understands the Spurs culture. Okay, if that makes any sense. You can't just bring a guy in there like from any type of culture. They want somebody that understands Spurs culture. That's how the San Antonio Spurs have always been. Nah, I mean, but he's older now. But to be coaching these young guys the way that they are, this is a young team. This isn't like a veteran team that, okay, when the Spurs won in '99, and then they won in 2003, you have to understand, Ted, they had veterans on the team. You had David Robinson already there to kind of help Tim Duncan, even though he didn't need that much help. But Tim Duncan, hey, he needed to develop. It took him like what, 2 years? Because Tim Duncan came in the '97 draft. About that 9-6 or 9-7. Was it 9-6? I think he came in the 9-6 draft. He came in there with Kobe, I think. And then You had veterans there. Guess what? It took them 2 years. Guess what? They won a championship. Now some people gonna put that little asterisk by them because oh yeah, it was a lockout year and all that other stuff. But nevertheless, they still won the championship. Then it took them 4 more years. Okay, and then they got one in 2003. It took them a little bit, man. It took them 4 more years. Yeah, 9-7. Yeah, Avery Johnson stopped I meant to tell you that too, Ted. He stopped coaching in 2019, man. Yeah, I was thinking about something the other day when we were talking about the Final Four. I was like, man, Avery Johnson is commentating. He's an analyst for college basketball. Basketball. Yeah, hey, he stopped coaching in 2019, man. Yeah, but Bama, I mean, shout out to Bama though. You know what I'm saying? They in it. They could shock the world. NC State. I would love to see an NC State Bama championship. I know some people don't want to see that, but I want to see it. I want to see that. I want to see my boy Burns. Hey, Cypress and Ted and everybody in here. Burns remind you of a guy, man, that's in the hood. He be chilling. Like, hey, Cypress know what I'm talking about, man, and Ted probably do too. Man, Burns look like one of them niggas, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, you go to the hood, that nigga come out eating a bowl of cereal and shit. He'd be like, hey, Cypress, hey, you gonna roll that blunt up, man? Hey, go ahead and roll that up for me. Nigga be big as fuck. That nigga be big as hell. Nigga like, damn, nigga, you talk like that all he wanna do is just sit in the trap all day. Man, how about like 4-5 females up in there? He be having a party every single weekend and stuff like that. Nigga be like 6'10", 6'11". I knew plenty of guys like that. They be like 6'7", 6'8". Don't like basketball at all. They don't like basketball. They don't like football. They don't like none of that stuff. They just want to be street niggas. But yeah, I want to see DJ Burns shock the world, man. But the Bucks, get back to the Bucks. I think they under a lot of pressure, man. What's up, Brown Sugar? I see you in the building, sweetie. We talked about Joel Embiid making his comeback last night. Don't call it a comeback. We talking about the Mavericks losing to the Warriors. The Warriors done won 5 straight. They're still at number 2. They're still at number 2, Cypress. They've been sitting at number 2 pretty much the whole entire season. And they haven't moved. They have not moved. And the Celtics are still at number 1. But they're still under the most pressure. Both of those teams, Brown Sugar, the Celtics, under the most pressure, and the Bucks are under the most pressure to get it done. Now the Sixers, we don't have that much pressure on us because they understand that Joel Embiid is coming from injury, and you know Joel Embiid is still, even though he's still not in basketball shape because he only played like 29 minutes. He only played 29 minutes. But besides that, this is going to be a playoff parody. I think that people got to look out for the Pelicans. The Pelicans are a threat, okay, especially the way Zion has been playing. Orlando is a threat. Yeah, hey, the Pacers, they're still a threat. They are a threat. They're a threat. I think in the East, the most slept on teams are the Pacers and the Magic. The Heat are a threat, even though that they're in the play-in right now. If they were to start, so some of those teams are. Some of those teams they have they might have a case for knocking off a better team, like maybe the Celtics or the Bucks. But yeah, the Bucks, they took that L last night. They took an L last night to Washington. Even though they didn't have Dame Lillard, but that's still no excuse. I mean, come on, man, you playing Washington. And then the Mavericks, they've been playing good, but then they ran into a Warriors team that had been battle tested. And that's another thing too. You said Cypress, you said Boston can go to the finals if Jaylen Brown is the closer. Yeah, you keep saying that. You keep saying that, but we'll have to see, man. We don't know. Listen, I don't trust Joe Mazzulla's coaching, especially down the stretch. But like I said, he might have some tricks up his sleeve, but we'll see. But everybody got to be locked in. I mean, pretty much those three guys that we talk about, when we talk about Tatum, when we talk about Brown, and when you talk about Porzingis, they got to be locked in. Even, when we talk about Drew Holiday, and then you have an X factor in Derek White, you have some solid players on there that can show up at any given time. Yeah, and you can't do that in the playoffs. You can't always do that in the playoffs because the game is going to slow down. But yeah, man, I just wanted to talk my ish on Joel Embiid, y'all. Not gonna hold y'all too long. Make sure you said, yeah, he's a good defender. He's not a great defender, but he's a solid defender. Yeah, but they've always been that. It's just a matter of them just getting over the hump. You got to think about it, Cypress. They've been successful. They just got to win the Eastern Conference. They've been deep in the playoffs. They've been to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys, they just can't win. and they have to do that. That's what I'm saying. Those are one of the teams that I want to prove me wrong. Like I said, keep this in your memory bank. I want the Celtics to prove me wrong. I want who is it? The Sixers to prove me wrong. I want the Warriors to prove me wrong, and I want the Bucks to prove me wrong. Anything else is uncivilized. In my suave Hulk Hogan voice. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Make sure I hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notification. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I'll get at y'all later.